G'day, hope you're well. Today I'm going to show you how to make a clay owl. I'm going to be using Montmartre polymer clay. The first thing you need to do is condition the clay by either rolling it out with a rolling pin, all different directions like I am in here, or sending it through a special machine. It could be a pasta machine or one of these Montmartre rolling clay machines that I've got here. Now you want to pass it through a number of times, probably 5 or 6, and you know that your clay is conditioned when it holds together and it's not cracking apart, and that's generally makes all the oils in the clay combine, and then it's finally conditioned and you know it's ready to start making your creation. These little blocks come in 60 grams. You can get other different types of clay, but I kind of like the Montmartre because it's nice and firm and it's easy to work with and it's affordable as well. Now you can see that it's crumbling up, but the more I send it through, it becomes elastic. Once you've conditioned your clay and you've rolled it out, you can start cutting out the shapes, and you can see that my owl is a circle for the body, and I'm just cutting that out of the pink, and then a circle for the head, and I'm cutting that out of purple. I've also got other circular cutters that I'm cutting out the eyes. I find the metal cutters are better than the plastic ones. They don't tend to stick. And just give it a gentle rotate and make sure when you roll out the clay, you cut from the edge, not from the middle, in case you need to use any other pieces. A nice thin knife is good, a palette knife in this case that I'm using, and I'm cutting out some shapes, some triangle shapes for the ears. And you can work on a table or a surface. You can put baking paper underneath or a piece of plastic. It's up to you what surface you want to work on. Just don't work on paper because it can stick. Now there is oil in these polymer clay, so if you leave it on paper, the oil will soak out. So sometimes if your clay's a bit soft, you can do that to harden it up. But with new Montmartre clay, it's good to go. Now, I cut out one wing and I've gently placed it on top of another piece of clay so that I can trace around it. Don't press too hard because it could stick. Then we're going to gently peel them apart and we are going to keep them separate. So at the moment I'm just getting all my pieces ready to go, ready to combine together, and cutting out some more circles for the feet, rolling out some black clay for the pupils of the eyes and cutting out some really tiny circles there. The shape cutters are great. You've got to get yourself some shape cutters, and you can see there I've got some gloves on. I'm using the gloves so that I don't get fingerprints on my work. A great way to create patterns is to indent using special tools, and you can see there that I've got a sharp tool and I'm pressing into the clay. It's called indenting, to create some feather patterns, and you can see I did 3, then 4, then 3, and 1 at the bottom. I repeat the same on the other wing. Once you've indented, it's time to put the pieces together. Now I'm putting the pupils onto the eyes and I'm gently pressing them on, and then I've got a circular tool to put a pupil in there, pressing in harder, and that helps join those two together but also gives some details. Now I'm stretching the head out the circle, just gently pinching it sideways to make that more of an oval shape. And I'm just placing that onto the body. Now in this video I've put the ears underneath the head. So when you're joining, this is going to be a magnet, so it's going to be like what we call a 3D relief clay owl. And now I'm just cutting out a beak using the palette knife, and to form a triangular shape for the beak. And I'm just going to position that on there in the middle, and then I'm going to put the eyes overlap. So what you want to try and do is press things on. You don't want to press too hard because you'll dent your work, but you want to press it on hard enough so it doesn't fall off. And that's how we can join. So just a little bit of pressure. Now sometimes there is always different ways of doing it, and oops, silly me, I should have put the wings on first. So now I've got to try and peel that up gently, and you can see here that I'm using a knife to try and peel that back. I would recommend that you put the wings on the body before you join the head on. So just got to peel that up, and I'm just positioning the wings underneath there because you don't want to have any sort of rough bits showing. All the rough bits are going to be at the back. Putting the wings on the body underneath the head, pressing down gently to get the shapes looking really good. Now it's time for the feet. A couple of little cuts there, and then you can see that I've removed the gloves because for finicky bits I like to use my fingers because it's so hard to use gloves. I find it tricky to use gloves all the time. You can see I'm just using some tools, placing the feet on, pressing them on so they don't come off, and now it's time to cut out some patterns for the breast of the owl. You can see that I tried to indent and I wasn't real happy with those. So now I'm using a palette knife. I've cut a strip, and now you can see I'm cutting on angles to create little triangles. They are going to form a pattern on the breast. And because it's so delicate and I've got big fingers, I've got to use tools to try and get into those little to reach spaces. Hopefully at home you're having a great time following along, and when you make things, just use whatever you've got at home. You might have some cookie cutters, you might have some little knives, you might have a compass that you could use. Any tools are great, and you can get lots of different tools online. And you can see that I'm gently just positioning those, and I'm putting a little dot in the middle, and that helps push it down, but it also creates a bit of an extra pattern. And a couple of little indented dots for the toenails. You can also, once it's been cooked, draw on these, paint them, decorate them how you like, but I've just used polymer clay to make this cool little owl today. For clay that's about this thick, I cook mine in the oven for about 40 minutes at 140 degrees Celsius. Now I'm using a little bit of baking paper to try and help lift that off to avoid fingerprints, and I put it on some baking paper, and then I put it on a tray to fire it in the oven. And you can do that at home, and that's why I love polymer clay, because anyone can do it who's got an oven. Hey guys, check out my finished owl, looking pretty cute, been cooked. Had the magnetic stickers stuck on the back, ready to put on your fridge or something else that's metal. And all the materials that I've used in today's video, I sell in my studio shop and also my online store. Check out the details in the description. If you want to keep creating, check out these other videos of other polymer clay creations that I've made that you might want to make yourself, some decorations, some little figurines, etc. But thanks again for supporting me, and I will see you next time. Cheers. See ya. Bye for now.